Greetings and welcome to today's presentation. Rapid Jamaican developments need to get started before the wars and famines cause the world's development to be halted. We'll be discussing the above topic in today's presentation. First, I'm making a request for you to support this channel by subscribing, liking, and sharing today's video. Also, feel free to take part in any discussions below. Today's four main points for discussions are: 1. Many Jamaicans and African diasporas were looking at Jamaica as a place to do business and to retire. However, because of the slow progress in Jamaica's developments, many diasporas are now looking at Africa instead of Jamaica. Jamaica needs to use its tourism industry to rapidly develop the country. It is time to start growing the country's GDP by a minimum of 10% per year, every year over the next 10 years and beyond, so that the country can be developed rapidly. Then, from a rapidly increased tourism industry, the government should use the money it earns to build out the roads infrastructure and to employ the unemployables in the country. And number 4, the government need to create massive tourism attractions through franchises in the areas of Jamaica with high unemployment rates. It is through employing an extra 300,000 Jamaicans that the government will raise the funds to pay the teachers and nurses properly so that they can stay in Jamaica and work. Now, there are many issues in the world today, including wars and the threat of wars, racism, prejudice, and misogyny. People are looking for a safe place to settle down, especially people of color, and Jamaica is a viable option. However, for one reason or the other, the sitting government of Jamaica just can't seem to get its act together so that the country can be developed. It is time for Jamaica to start doing exploits in these uncertain times, as Daniel told his people in the scripture below. And Daniel was referring to the last days, the days that is upon us now. And the scripture I'm referring to is Daniel 11, verse 32 to 34. And it says, "And such as do wickedly against the covenant shall he corrupt by flatteries. But the people that do know their God shall be strong and do exploits." I leave the rest of the text in the section below. You can read it afterwards in the description section below. Daniel 11, 30 to 34. Now, it is time for Jamaica to do exploits. One of the reasons why the Caribbean tourism industry is doing so well at the moment is because of the war in Europe between Russia and Ukraine. The USA has the most traveled people, tourists, in the world, and most of them used to head off to various European countries every year. However, some Americans are avoiding Europe for now, and this war could drag on for many years to come. But in any case, once we have a few Americans start to visit Jamaica or other Caribbean countries, then even after the war ceases, if it does cease soon, they will still be coming back to visit Jamaica and other Caribbean countries. Now, but we know from the Bible that we are in the times and seasons where we can look for the increased wars accompanied with famines, as the Bible states in the scripture above. And here is where Jamaica can get itself in order. I come to you as, I don't want to say this too much, but I come to you as a man of God as well. I come to Jamaica as a man of God, and I want to raise the whole level of understanding in Jamaica that the country can do much better than it's doing now. You know, there's a man called Joseph in the Bible, and he's the one who told Pharaoh what's going to happen. And the scripture there is Genesis 41 and verse 25 to 40. And Pharaoh get a dream about the 7 lean calf and the 7 fat calf. And you know sort of very well, most of the people know the story, that the 7 years of famine, 7 years of plenty, followed by 7 years of famine, 7 fat calf, then 7 lean calf. And because of this knowledge that Joseph had, and he shared with Pharaoh, and Pharaoh obeyed Joseph, and then Egypt has become wealthy. Well, at this moment, I can tell you that Jamaica have a opportunity to make the best of what's around it now, because the chance might not be there again next 10 years from now, or in 5 years from now. And Jamaica need to rapidly develop its tourism industry around Jamaica, not only in Montego Bay or Hanover or those Orange areas, but the whole country, because Jamaica must use the tourism industry to put the people in Jamaica to work. There are 700,000 people in Jamaica who are not employed. Some of them hustling, some to stay home, some, But if you can put those people to work, if half of them to work, then that would be, a big, big shift in Jamaica economic dynamics. The country will become much, much wealthier, much, much better off. And the easiest and the simplest way to do it is through tourism. And I know the country is talking about, logistics hubs and all that stuff, and the BPO sector, all that stuff. But tourism is the breadbasket. As the Minister of Tourism put it a couple of years ago, that there's no other industry in the world that can take money from the rich and put it in the hands of the poor than the tourism industry. And even though Jamaica is aiming and trying to develop the logistics hubs or the BPO sector and other sectors, but the tourism is what every government understand, every people in Jamaica understand tourism, and the whole world is going to have a tourism, and Jamaica need to make the most of it. And it's not hard. We only need about another 40,000 hotels. The government has announced that there's 20,000 hotel room in progress of being building. You only need another 40,000 on top of that. And that will make Jamaica being able to grow its GDP by 10% per year, every year, for the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and beyond, by rapidly mapping out the country, see where you can get the hotels, 40 hotels, that's all you need, 40 hotels, 1,000 rooms on average per hotel, so 40 hotels, 5,000 rooms extra, and that'd be enough to grow the country GDP by 10% per year, every year, for the next 10, 20, 30 years and beyond. And the chance is there now. And the whole purpose of the tourism industry is not something that you just wishful thinking or do it for sake of doing it. It is to build a country. It is to build the roads in the rural area of Jamaica. You need the money from the tourism industry to build out Jamaica road networks. 1 and 2, to employ the unemployables, and 3, have a program for young people. When they leave school, they can go straight and work in the tourism industry for 2 to 3 years. Because most young people who haven't did well at school, when they leave high school, they're left behind. They're left idling. They are left. Their brain becomes, disengaged. But if you put them in the tourism industry to work for 2 to 3 years, they will have that communication skills, the faculty. They learn how to solve problems among their work colleagues and among their managers and themselves and the work colleagues. They learn how to communicate, how to solve problems, how to be open to the wider world, and they'll get all that from the tourism industry. Therefore, the government is using the tourism industry as a kind of national youth program. That's how radical the government needs to think about the tourism industry. Make it become like a national radical youth program where you put the youth in tourism industry. I know when I was in high school in Jamaica, Black River, a lot of the girls who did food initiation as their year 10 and 11 vocational subjects, and they were looking for hotels who could take them, or restaurants to get their experience, because those girls who did food initiation at secondary school level, high school level, they have to go to the restaurants to do work experience, for a little while, and some of them are lucky to get a job in those restaurants. Well, the hotel industry can be used for that purpose. I don't think Jamaicans should accept any government who are not willing to go to the Jamaican economy by 10% per year, every year, year on year. 10% per year is the minimum that the country GDP need to grow by each year. And we're going to build from the bottom up. The unemployed people, build from them, go upwards. And the country will be much better off. Okay, thanks for watching today's video. May God bless Jamaica. May God bless the Prime Minister. May God bless the Jamaican government and the Jamaican Parliament. And God bless you. Until my next video, peace.